Man, the Greek player who has the Jigoku handle Pythagoras is actually a god. What a great handle.
Yeah, that's actually insane. It's such a good name. Unreal.
All right, welcome back, folks, to more World Cup action. We have Canada versus Greece, which I believe is 2-3 in your guys' favor.
Yeah, we're up 3-2 right now.
Yeah, so this is the closeout game, or we will go to the rubber match where my co-host Mark here will be playing.
Yeah.
So
I'm rooting to not have to play a game of L5R.
Yeah.
But,
Not having to play a game in the top 4 is actually ideal.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? So currently undefeated in the World Cup because I substituted into the Scorpion slot for Kevin going into the top cut.
Yeah.
So I've only had to play one game in the World Cup so far. So I believe that puts me as tied as the winningest player.
Yeah, apparently Akuma has. I don't know. I think Akuma's record might just like he has the extracurriculars. He's got all wins and all on turn 2.
But if in the finals he loses,
then
I'm
well, I mean, what if you lose?
In the cup? No, we don't talk about that. That's not even a possibility.
Yeah.
So fun story of why I'm available to co-cast this. Originally, Czar, also named Mark, wanted me and Beck in chat with him. Beck because he understands the Phoenix side of the matchup.
Sure.
And me because, quote, I seem like I always say really smart things. Sure.
Yeah.
And then today he wakes up and he's like, I've decided I actually just want Beck. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I got bumped. Like, what's going on?
To be fair, I legitimately think that having less people in the call is actually just either zero. The co-commentator is Ambiance. Mark Payment is the Canadian Dragon player for this round. Played Scorpion last round.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, what's what changed? He's like, oh yeah, you just say things that are too constructive. It makes me question my plays. I'm like, okay, that's fair. I think it's still fine. Like, obviously, less is still fine, so it's not a huge issue for me.
Hida Aishi is pointing out that Akuma is the best Amumu player he's ever seen. You know what? I believe it. I've playing League with the Spanish players is a lot of fun. I transferred an account to EUS to do that.
I imagine they'd be actually a really great group of people to play something like League with. What's the ping like though? Because you're in
you're like 130.
Ooh.
But it's stable, so.
Okay, that's not bad.
Oh wait, yeah. He actually, if you guys have room, I will absolutely play Clash. I did my ranked games. You have a spot? Okay. All right, playing EUS Clash sounds way like a lot of fun. What role do I have to play, Usagi? I need to prep myself on the ping. Hey, yo, what up, Bill? All right, so Gzoymp's build of the Seeker Void Phoenix is pretty standard, but he has made some personal choices with these naive students, for instance, which most of the other Phoenix players have chosen to not avoid, but chosen to pass over. And then he's also down Mystics, which actually is good in this matchup because I'm pretty sure Zar only has Mark of Shame as his attachments.
Yeah, it's pretty wild how it just
Hello.
ended up sort of, accidentally having the optimum list for the specific matchup.
Yeah,
Like, how unlucky, right?
yeah.
Um, all right, so I've just gone ahead. I've posted both of the lists in
Nice,
chat
nice.
for people. They should be able to take a look and follow along with some of the things we're talking about.
Oh wait, wait, is Hida Ishi Jinsito?
No, Jinsito just posted.
Did he?
Yeah,
Oh, he
between
did. Oh,
the
yeah,
last
all
week,
the
yeah.
weenies from Phoenix. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah. I can play AD carry. That's what I was like, I'm pretty sure Jinsito's handle is just Jinsito. Yeah, I can play AD carry. Keep guessing Pablo's excellent.
It's kind of an interesting spot.
I think I just attack with You could just send both if you want at Suma, both naive students.
Yeah.
Or you could send one and just lose the ring, but I mean obviously that doesn't feel good. The attack is 100% going to be Earth though, just because you have face up Solemn Scholar.
Yep.
How many assassinations is Mark playing? 1 or 2?
They're both on 2, I believe.
Okay.
Yep, they are. But they're both playing
Interesting
2
that he goes with the mill attack first.
with the scholar.
So I actually think I like this a little bit more. It actually, if your guy's gonna die, it feels better than you attacking with student getting blocked and then your scholar getting killed at home.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I mean, I think the downside of this is
You don't have a mill blocker is obviously the big downside, but
yeah. So like, let's say,
what's his
well,
conflict
like,
character suite?
who's sorry,
The
Gzoymp
Phoenix
or
player is he playing Ancient Masters and if so, how
yeah,
many?
he has 2 HM Masters, 2 Tadakas. So my issue with this attack is like obviously this is a pretty low chance of happening. But let's say that Doji Whisperer goes in on a military and finds the Kurimori. That's a really hard conflict to defend now.
Is it? I'm pretty sure you just swap the ring. You
No,
actually probably do nothing, and then depending on what the ring is, and if it's a ring you just don't want to lose, you just swap the ring and take the break if you have to.
yeah, but I mean, like, the issue is like that's one of the provinces you don't want to break in the matchup, right?
Sure,
Because that's
sure.
like
It's yes and no. Like the province is not the easiest to defend. Like Shameful is obviously the best one. Mark hitting upholding here though. I do think that Saito and Kurimori ebb and flow in the matchup based on the board states. Like for instance, like if Mark goes ahead and goes for the Satori, Senpuku Saito looks a lot worse, right? Like it looked really stupid.
yeah. So like one of the things in testing this matchup, we found was that a lot of what it comes down to is just student of the Tau making conflicts basically just impossible, right? Student of the Tau just makes it so that all of a sudden you have to attack the Senpuku Saito, which basically means you need exactly Centauri, or you have to attack the upholding, but you don't want to break the upholding. So
Well,
then, like,
the bigger problem comes from how do you get your third break? So yeah, sneaking a free break on a void province is ideal because I think
yeah,
the if you get that, the best way to go about it is to just break the other two, depending on the board states.
yeah, exactly.
Void here is fine. The challenger only having 2 fate definitely makes it more vulnerable to this void ring, and you protect your scholar. Gzoymp is not gonna win favor this turn.
No, he should still, right? Because
Why?
like, um,
I mean,
oh,
so if Zar blocks, then he will, right?
yeah. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going for our court games line. This is fine. You likely just have a voice to protect against the court games.
Is that really where you want to be
If
though?
if
Is
you if
voicing
you
a court
want
games?
to, no, it's just a choice, right? Like obviously, I don't think you actually care about this ring. It's sort of just about getting like positionally into a spot where like you're going to leverage characters like Challenger in this matchup, which is actually like a little harder to do.
Yeah, like
So,
what's gonna happen is Zar's gonna give this ring, but then he's gonna just attack fire, and he's gonna pull in the student, right? And then he'll win favor.
yeah, in this spot, unless there's an AM.
Yeah, obviously you were never beating AM for favor regardless though, so
True.
Because character out of one fate, four glory is a little hard to beat.
Okay, if I understand what this way,
I don't know. Are you supposed to scout here? I think scouting is aggressive.
yeah, I'm not sure about this. I think like you found the upholding already, so that's basically the only province you care about as far as scouting is concerned, right? Like that's the only one you need to know where it is right
Yeah.
away.
This also
So,
gives your opponent Seeker Fate on this turn, right? Although we do see an
oh, okay,
SPR.
yeah, SVR is pretty big here.
But the IMS
Start
gets used actually.
winning.
So Gzoymp can only push favor now instead of winning it. Jinsito saying should have defended
Yep.
Void and finished the turn there. That's fair. And just conceded favor. I can agree with that. I think if you're committing to the 2-Fate Challenger line, then protecting Void is important.
I mean, I think like the difference between 2 Fate and 1 Fate on Challenger is actually pretty big when you're second player. So like I think losing the Void Ring is actually a lot less impactful, specifically in this
Well,
situation.
I just want the body, right? Like not like especially. I mean, I guess if you're gonna overwrite, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, actually,
Which
this
is
is a
weird.
little. Yeah, I'm not sure I like this because like, you're still not breaking. So
You're
like,
not breaking, and the override is weird because you lose Challenger as first player.
yeah, that's the big thing, right? Like Challenger is like one of the more important cards in the matchup if it does manage to connect, just because it makes the rest of the turn pretty good for you.
We're gonna see. So obviously if he can get the break here, that's huge. But if he doesn't, we're gonna see a big card gap kind of start, right? Where Phoenix will go up to 11.
Yeah, I'm not sure what other than like having a second court games. I'm not sure what he can even play into this conflict at this point. Obviously, the assassination. Can't play Mark of Shame. Testing doesn't do
How
anything.
aggressive would you go for this break on the Void Province? Like we were just talking about, it is obviously very important, but assassinating this naive student really feels bad.
Well, that's what I mean, right? Like, you don't really want to play any of the cards that like win you this conflict anymore, unless it's exactly second court games. And even then, second court games is not great. I think you'd rather be floating a court games or two into later to
Yeah,
do like
especially
the buffer or something.
when you're trying to play for noble sacks, like the court games are important for setting them up for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, just one plays second court games here.
Okay.
I wonder if you voice this. He's thinking about it.
Yeah.
This. So I was talking about this earlier. When you're playing factions with cancels, or just in general, you need to have you need to already have planned what you're gonna cancel, right? So
Yeah.
like you
Because
need to have thought of the conflict in a way of what if. Okay, so after you play the Miyako, you need to immediately think, if my opponent plays court games, am I canceling it? And then the moment
exactly.
they play court games, if your answer is no, you just hit pass, and then you don't give a tell, right? That was an aggressive voice. I don't think I care. I guess now you deny favor, so like the AM can't win favor.
Yeah, but I think going like the favor going into this turn 2 matters a lot less than going into some of the later
Yeah,
turns.
that's fair.
So like
He's playing Meth
maybe
Yoshi, right?
yeah. So like maybe you're
Okay.
just trying to like snowball it specifically. You're trying to just put yourself in a position where, oh, if I win favor now, I'm more likely to win favor in the future, which is a true statement. You are more likely to win favor moving forward when you already have it. But like, what did you do? You gave up Doji Challenger for this line
And a Voice of Honor,
and a Voice of Honor. Yeah.
which is really important because like half the reason you want to win favor as Phoenix is to win the counter war, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you're just pushing through an event, or you're fighting over like a noble sack or something. All right, so board's clear. We have a big gulf in the card advantage right now, and so this is kind of why Crane is struggling and flips holding on Suma. Very very intelligent. I'll let him know to use F5. Hit F5.
Hmm. Okay, so yes, we see the story come down. So I guess maybe he was scouting to try and find the Sato to break it earlier.
So kind of how he saw. So the way he's playing this matchup is he's playing. Obviously, he's trying to play underneath 5-fires by going more low to the ground, which is fine. You're not gonna get 5-fires, but also you're gonna just run out of board space against your opponent just buying characters.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to 5-fires you here, right? Like I can just take that fate and invest it in something else. I also would have one fated the Suki, presuming she will get killed.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I like one
think
fading both my characters here.
the Sticky has a huge target on its head this turn.
Yeah. What is your stance on playing Studious as a cycle against like Assassination?
So the problem is like what we found in this matchup is like if you just slow roll your Studiouses, eventually Zara just has to attack into you, and you can just like pop a couple Studiouses on like a student of the Tau, and it's gonna trigger like 3 or 4 times, right? Like that student of the Tau with the Studious is literally triggering every conflict it gets into. So it puts Zara in this position where he has to start like focusing on throwing resources at noble sacking, or somehow managing to get a duel of death off on the student.
Yeah.
But like then there's a Studious or 2 on it already, so like that trade's not even good because they're drawing a card off that. So it's like you have to spend a lot of resources to deal with the card, or else the card advantage just really takes over the game. A couple times in testing, actually, we ended up winning really late game games because the Phoenix deck would just draw its whole deck.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And like, I think it's actually very reasonable to put yourself in a position where the game goes that long, because like eventually what happens is the Suma breaks, and then neither of them have good attacks.
Well, also to be fair, this Phoenix list is more susceptible to that happening because they don't have Ancestral Shrines to just be like, I gain 3 honor this turn.
That was the key part for that specifically. The fact that he doesn't have Ancestral Shrines means that the game's going to push itself in that direction more often than I think the Phoenix player might feel comfortable with.
All right, Demagogue. I know you're watching. What? I know some of the Greeks say Gzoymp with OU, but it says OY here. Is Y and U in the Greek alphabet like the same? I need to learn linguistics here. Or any Greeks in chat can explain. Oh, I see. That's actually how he spells his. Yeah, right. Because Gzoymp is his part of his last name. Yeah, I learned that Laskus and Gzoymp are their handles are from their last names.
So you just find out some Pukusero here with the Satori. So
I actually think okay. So plays Cloak. Zara has defense. Oh no, Zara's on Seeker. Okay.
Yeah, Zara's on Seeker.
Which is weird because I know Zara's a huge proponent of Defend Your Honor. And then we'll just see IMS here. What conflict does Zara have a conflict character that can give glory?
No, he has Seeker Kamis and Goblin Sneaks.
Seeker Kamis. Oh, that's spicy actually. Just to help set up the Noble Stacks on Seeker Kami on fire.
Yeah, I believe that was the thought
process on that. Two Seeker Kamis and 2 Goblin Sneaks. Ooh, nice. I do like the Goblin Sneaks. If we're gonna play Diet Scorpion, we might as well play Diet Scorpion. Interesting on the air attack instead of water here. Maybe just owing to the fact that he thinks the Suki was gonna get murdered. I like water for. Oh, I guess he named air with the Dreamer.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Thinking that maybe Zar would attack it first because it had Fate on it. And now that it's still there, you kind of are priced into going for it.
Yeah, Mark of Shum does work on a do with Cloak.
Yeah, so it's the attachment that's doing it. It's not an opponent's triggered ability. It is the attachment's triggered ability. Similarly, the crab attachment, talisman, void talisman or whatever,
Obsidian Talisman, yeah.
obsidian talisman, can remove a status token from underneath cloak, which is actually
Mhm.
really savage. Where like you go for a cloak on an honor character and then you just obsidian talisman the token. If I'm Zar, do I care about this? I don't care about the ring, and I kind of want Suma to break, right? Like you
Yeah,
said.
it does force Gzoymp to start going into other provinces, and you know, like especially like Suma kind of prices you into buying whatever flips onto Suma every single turn.
Yeah.
So sometimes it does put you in sort of awkward positions where it's like, okay, maybe this isn't the best specific thing for me, but I want to buy this anyways because I'm getting the honor token out of it.
We see a steal, and Phoenix does have the ability to drop their bids, and maintain cards due to library and storehouse and studious. And
Yeah.
in Jazoom's case, he has the naive students that have drawn him cards too. Indeed, Mark of Shame is an unstoppable force. Like honestly, Mark of Shame. If you just made Mark of Shame a 2-cost event with the same text, I think it would have been a much more reasonable card, being able to be stopped by armor, or like things like Yojimbo and stuff, cloak, all those things. Like, just the biggest problem with the card is it's just an attachment. It's just like, whoa, they made this thing that's impossible to interact with.
Yeah, I mean, I think like if you look at a lot of the problematic design with L5R in general, it's just they just keep printing cards that just aren't interactable, right?
Yeah,
There's no way to actually interact with a bunch of cards. So
or no good way, I guess, right?
yeah, I mean, there are some cards that you just literally can't interact with, right?
Yeah, most of them are on the ban list, to be fair,
That's true.
or are restricted.
Hmm.
So at least they have recognized that. We do see Gzoymp coming in fire. Is he just gonna play a bonsai here? Oh, he plays a storm.
Storm for 3.
It's only
Okay.
3 though. It's not breaking.
Yep. This is
I'm very happy if I'm Mark here.
yeah. I think if I'm seeing Storm being played this early and they're not breaking, I'm pretty ecstatic about
Like
this.
getting 2 cards for the Sumer break is great. Wow, he just storms for the ring. That's crazy.
So what does fire do here? That so this doesn't make sense. So if you're gonna do this,
Well, this
then
contests voice, I guess, but like, why not just do
just
water?
yeah, I was gonna say like this doesn't make any sense to me because if you're going to do this exact line, then water makes a ton more sense.
And then you can do fire next turn. Because
Yeah.
the firing is the ring for that sets up noble stack, right? Does Zar keep Meth Yoshi here? Probably not, right? He's just super expensive.
Mm,
And you
yeah, I
only
don't
have one
know.
face up province right now.
It doesn't. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I agree. I think getting rid of it's correct. It just like yeah, it doesn't really do enough against the current board either. Is the
Well,
thing.
he can papers the Suki. That's nice. And then
Yeah.
he's now priced into buying this Kuanin basically.
Yeah, so this spot's not horrible because he doesn't want to fake to buy Kuanon plus something else.
Probably Kuanin, and then you buy the Whisperer.
Yeah, I'm thinking either the Whisper or even buying Duelist No Fate is probably okay.
Wow, Jazump's going for just an Ugina plus a dupe. So if your line is to buy Ugina or get Ugina with 2 Fate and then pass, like say because like if he's not gonna buy anything here, his line is gonna make 5 Fire's Void attack.
Yeah.
Um, what I would do is I would buy Ugina with 2 and then I would pass because then I get passing Fate and the next turn you can dupe, right? Because it's sitting on the Student of the Tau.
Hmm.
So you buy the one not on the Student of the Tau with 2, then you get passing Fate. It's exactly the same Fate on your character, but you don't push an action, so it's like just like a net gain. I don't think people do that enough, where
Yeah,
they get
you're actually
blinded by the dupe,
denying
right?
your fate stays the same, but you're actually denying a fate from your opponent.
Exactly. And I feel like people get blinded by dupes where they don't take things like that into account.
So yeah, Zar's in a tough spot here.
We're just gonna see a Paul Void attack by this streamer, and we're gonna see a 5 Fires get played. So if Zar has voice and wants to fight, he needs to SBR this Satori. Obviously, he needs to have the SBR also.
Oh, okay, here we go. Perfect. So
Well,
the
I
Gotham
censure
comes
this.
out. So this gets censored. That's
Yeah.
fine.
I would actually play
So at this
Kosuba 5
point,
Fires right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's completely down, right? So that makes
I mean, I
makes
would have
more
just
sense.
done it in draw phase, right? Like you basically just you like after in draw phase you're tied on voice. Your opponent you just 5-fires your opponent and then you just attack void, right?
Right. Yeah. That does make a ton of sense here.
That way you
I
don't even have to
definitely.
worry about the gossip play because Mark can't gossip in draw phase because then you just move to conflict phase and play it.
It's looking an awful lot like I might have to play again with L5R tomorrow.
It sure looks like that.
Hmm.
Mark is even on cards at this point though, but
Yeah. So we have seen like I was spectating a game that was in a very similar spot last night, and I went away to go do something. Came back about a half an hour later, and the same game was happening. So this is definitely not over. Um, like
he's continued to play under it by just two fading the Kawanan and with a two fade on the Satori the previous turn. Obviously, it's still fate positive for Gzoymp, but it's not the same as like if he had three faded both these characters, right?
oh, this is smart here. So I think we're gonna see Star play for a Noble Sack on the Eugenia. Oh, obviously you're trading Kunon plus 5 fires. Or sorry, you're trading Kunon, Noble Sack, and Mark of Shame for 5 fires plus Eugenia. So it's not
And there's a second
great.
center,
Yeah, there's the
yeah.
center. Yeah.
That's another reason I don't want to have to center the gossip there is because I want to just only be centering noble sex in this matchup.
Right, of course.
And like you have other phases, right? Like I think other phase I think open action cards that like don't get used enough. Like obviously Wave the Crab is the biggest example, but cards like Wave the Crane, Consume by 5 fires, like cards like that
Mm-hmm.
are open actions basically. Like I've played Dynasty Consume by 5 fires plenty of times where my opponent buys their character and then I'm like from the previous turn I'm like I know you don't have a cancel, I'm just gonna play it in Dynasty so I don't have to wait till draw phase. All right, so we're gonna see two breaks here. Unless Zar has an assassination here.
Yeah, not necessarily, right? Like, there's still so because the Seeker row, he is going to get some
I
fate
guess he
to
goes to
potentially be
3.
able to play some number of conflict characters. Yes, he's going to 3 fate here. So like,
A Goblin Sneak would not be terrible, right? Because Phoenix is low on fate right now.
yeah. So for example, something like the Goblin Snake would definitely be reasonable. It also actually just Goblin Snake into the conflict. I guess it makes him use IMS at the leadest. That's probably not worth it. You probably just have to attack whatever you're doing, right? Try and
Oh
redirect
yeah,
something.
yeah, Jasper. Yeah, exactly. Jasper pointing out like obviously with Embrace the Void, there was just never it was never gonna be fair. There's literally no risk, right? Like that interaction definitely was really dumb.
Okay, so yeah, so we see the sneak here.
So you have to attack a holding authority, I think. I would find Katana or Bonsai. I would do anything to get my opponent to break this right now.
If you're Gzoymp.
Yep, I would play literally any single card that allows my opponent to break here. I would play. Like I would trade Fine Katana, Bonsai, or Storm is maybe the one that because it scales so well. But I would absolutely have Bonsai or Fine Katana my opponent's Goblin Sneak there.
So one of the other aspects about this match, and one of the main reasons why this matchup can take so long, is Czar historically actually puts the shameful display on his blocks,
Oh, okay.
and that's a province that's actually just as a Phoenix player, that's a province that's a nightmare to get through.
Yes and no,
Um,
right? Like you just need to be going for your Jimbos. Like you need to be playing for towards your Jimbos then.
yeah, but I mean, if you're using no Jimbo on shameful display, or then you're like opening yourself up to the duel to the deaths and stuff like that.
Sure. I mean, it's all contextual, right? Like, but like your Jimbo is obviously a huge piece in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting that Zara's not playing any copies of For Shame in this style of deck where you can get status tokens on people.
Do you think this is the turn Gazump goes down to like a 1 bid?
No. Obviously, I'm
Mm-hmm.
stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Me, big stupid. Holy shit.
No,
I don't know why though, right? Like you're not. It's not like the game is dragging here, and like if I only had one break, maybe right then I can apply the pressure. I'm winning. I don't need
So,
to.
so I think the duels play an important part in this, because Zar has so many duels. Putting in a position where these duels are getting a lot worse because Zar's at 4, like all of a sudden, Zar can't really get into any
I
like
mean,
like
Gzomp's
he
characters
needs
are
to
not big
basically
right now, right? Like they're like the Brass Samurai is bigger than everyone on his board.
right, but I mean, it still puts a person like the thing is like okay, like let's say this Brash Samurai goes in, gets blocked by like Ethereal Dreamer on the ring that the Dreamer chose,
You
and
see, just
then
a second noble sack here.
oh
I
shit,
would not
okay.
censure this actually. I would just let my guy die.
I'm not sure that I care about the Zagina that much anymore either.
There was a small pause, but like not enough for me to get a tell. It honestly felt just like a just a reactionary. Oh, I guess this is happening.
Hmm. I mean, I
Even
just have that stop, so it
even if
turns on
I
all
even
the
if I
time,
had third censure
right?
there, I don't cancel that because the Eugenia has done his job. He ate a mark of shame and he just ate another noble sack. Like he's easily. What are we gossiping here? Assassination, I guess.
Assassination, yeah, assassination.
Yeah. I guess that's another reason to low bid because you don't have ancestral shrines and you do play cards like assassination.
Hmm. The thing is, like, right, so you were up enough cards that if you bid 1 and he bids 5,
You're
you're
still
putting
even.
yourself, you're still up cards, right?
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't really matter because like it's just an extra thing that now Zara is gonna have to play the rest of the game looking at this position. He's like, okay,
This
well,
Goblin Sneak is good here. Basically limits Phoenix to one fate and has. This is another reason, by the way, that I would have made my opponent break the province, is because then these Goblin Seeks have nothing to attack.
mm-hmm.
I would absolutely put a fine katana on my opponent's character here.
Maybe Gzoymp's going for the perfect game. No province breaks.
Yeah, I mean, blocking is fine, but also I like I like my upholding authority to not be standing.
How do you feel about fire over air here?
I think it's correct. You threaten you have threat of duel to the death then.
Uh,
I mean the
oh, yeah.
way that he's set up this turn right now, he's setting up for noble sack.
Would that be the third noble sack? Yep.
Yeah, so it would be dishonor status onto the student of the town, noble sack with goblin sneak.
Okay. I mean, I think he's just doing this so that he can turn on voice, right? So because now the brass samurai gets to block whatever.
Sure, that's another option. But like that, you know,
I
you
mean,
create a threat, right?
ultimately, either way, I think we both agree that the mistake was not letting this upholding break last turn.
I mean, obviously he could just randomly have not had a card to make that happen, but I find
That's
you know,
true. Yeah, like you have
statistically
3
speaking, I find that
bonfires,
hard
you
to believe.
have 3 fine katanas, and you have 2 storms left in your deck. So
Yeah.
you have 8 cards. So unless all 8 of those cards are in the bottom, well, you drew what, 3 extra
Like
cards.
Goblin Seek is hilariously bad versus the other three provinces.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There's the Brash Samurai. I'm literally passing through if I'm Gzoymp here. I don't care about anything right now. The moment I start losing, I'll probably leave with my Suki too.
Oh,
That
yeah, just walked out with the favorable
yeah.
draw.
That way I really lock up favor. Wow.
Okay.
Why did he play a military attachment in a political conflict?
I'm not sure.
Maybe he just didn't realize what conflict type it was.
Playing around like double duel to the death, but then the supernatural storm also just does that, right?
I mean, box does that, right? Like if you box as your first action, you're bigger.
Yeah.
So there's the court games. I think I don't know. I'm not trying to get a break here on this attack. I'm basically just trying to leverage resources. But I've already spent a lot of resources, so I don't know. We do see third court games come down.
That's true. That is all the court games. So
Wait, he
let's
used
do
core games to
Dishonored.
dishonor Brass Samurai.
Uh,
I guess you're playing around Mark of Shame in that instance, but like, yeah, I mean, we just see
yeah.
a wave of the crane come down. I would absolutely have honored my
Mm,
Suki, and I would have been ecstatic if my opponent Mark of Shamed me.
yeah, Mark of Shame on a zero fate Suki. Definitely not what you're looking to do. Now we see an Ornate fan come
So
down.
the fan, I like the Phantom. Obviously, I just feel like the katana is either a misclick or it was just a mistake. That's all I can think of. Um, during the time he played it, right? Like I think playing it that early to avoid duel to the death is like worse than using box.
Yeah, I
Also
agree.
using box sets you up for your court games yourself back. So we see a calling in favors onto this fan. Not really optimal use of this, where you're. I think Cloud and Studious are more important. Studious
Yeah.
having that clause is really annoying versus calling in favors because it just discards it. You don't actually get to use it. Like when you stole your opponent's spyglass, you felt like a fucking genius.
Hmm.
Is that the third storm?
Yeah, I think this is the third storm. Okay,
So
so
Phoenix is running out of push.
this is actually the spot we were kind of talking about, right? Like this is a situation where like there's a good chance that Gzoymp gets to the box, and I just can't break it anymore.
So this is like a playstyle thing where I literally would have been heading past 1,000 years ago.
Hmm.
And like not worried about getting this break here and just leveraging my advantage for the rest of throughout the game, right?
Hmm. Okay, so Tessin comes down. So yeah, I guess this is going to be a pull. Chooses Earth,
I would go
sure. I
Void, I
guess
think.
I don't know. Yeah, I think Void's probably better. Like you need to. You're kind of incentivized to at least protect your board
So this
somewhat here,
so
right?
this line here attacking Saito here tells me that he has duel to the death. Or sorry, multiple duel to the death.
Yeah, so I think we are going to
Or
see.
we could see Mark of Shame duel to the death.
I expect to see two Duel of the Deaths tried to play on the Student of the Tau. I think after the first one, he just dishonors it in favor of Ground's Home. But
I mean,
then you're
depends
at
on if he
least
has the
getting the
third
break.
century, right? Like,
Okay, goes for court games first. So that's all 6 court games have been played.
okay, so we know Can't Court Game is back.
Right.
Um,
So it's Cloak of Night is the out.
well, Cold Covenant isn't an out versus voice, right? Like, so if your opponent has voice, you're gonna die.
He just has to go home. I don't think there's anything you can do because like if Zar has
Yeah, he
yeah, so
does. He does. He just
yeah, he
leaves.
just goes home. Yeah.
That's another reason Void is better, right? Because the ring is immediately impactful this turn,
Mhm.
clearing out the Dreamer. Although I will say the Dreamer loses a lot of value not all those storms are gone.
That's true.
Like all the Chuds in the Phoenix
I
deck
actually
lose.
yeah, I don't even think you hit the Dreamer. I think you just hit the student. Just
Yeah,
seal with it
I
over
actually
the
think I think you're right actually, and you just you wipe out his board next turn. Yeah, I like that actually.
Yeah.
But Mark choosing
Hmm.
to make the board smaller instead of
Yeah, like I don't know. I guess like the student's dishonored, so like you can duel to death it if you're ever in a conflict with it. But if I'm Gzoomp, like I'm just not
like the
putting the
moment a
student of
Yojimbo
Fatale
flips,
into a
you feel really
conflict, right?
dumb, right?
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Between Yojimbo and like the student doesn't need to be in a conflict ever,
Yep,
right?
Shugenja
Like
Shugenja attacks.
it's dishonored. You don't actually have a way to honor it outside of firing anymore. So like,
Asakusuki. If he flips another one, he can use
oh
Asakusuki
sure,
as
sure.
attacks.
If he flips another Suki, yeah. Does he have 2 or 3 Sukis in his
Should
deck?
be three. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
we
he's on all
all
3.
we all went up to three.
Oh, we just see the noble sack. Okay, that's clean then.
I guess.
So he did have the third noble sack.
Yeah,
So no, I
yeah.
mean that makes the void ring make a lot more sense, right?
Sure. I agree. Yeah, that makes that attack a lot cleaner. I mean, he's down a million resources right now though. But we'll see if he's able to leverage his board for the next turn. That'll be the tell basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. He's he might just be able to go for a stronghold break here.
Mm, so it's 3 blocks for 1. Shameful goes to 1, so it's 1 all. No, 2-1. Bonsai goes to 6-1. If Zar has Bonsai, it holds.
Yeah.
That's the math on that. Okay.
Yeah. You just trade bonsais basically. Or Zar could voice the Phoenix Bonsai.
That's true.
Yeah, Eric pointing out, I don't know why student blocked. I would agree. This goes to kind of the like really aggressive court games usage on that fertile fields break.
Oh, okay. So second Tessin. So that's
All right,
this is fine.
then you pass. Then you make no attack.
The against the waves forcing the Tessin is actually like pretty good here.
I would make no attack, and I would just box my. Oh no, you don't even need to box for a favor. You still have it.
Mm-hmm. Go to box anyways. Yeah, why not?
Let your opponent know that you know how your card works.
Exactly. Demonstrate your ability to play L5R.
Honestly, that's actually like negative value. You need to let your opponent know that you might forget. Like if you don't box here, your opponent might be lulled into a false sense of security where they think that you're stupid.
Do you think Cycling Studios here is good? That's the real question.
I think it's fine. Let's do a scholar count, right? 1, 2, 3. He's got he has 3 out of 9 main scholars down, or sorry, 4 out of 9 main scholars down. No, one. Yeah, well, it's one of each actually. Flips double Yojimbo Ujina.
This is actually a little awkward.
Yeah, it is. These Yojimbos with no
Yeah. So like, cause like Zar can punish this pretty hard actually.
No, I pass, and I go for a Tadaka turn.
Yeah, I mean, I think you okay or not.
I mean, he might not have it, and then he's gonna bid 1, right? So he might just. I guess he could just go for a turn where he literally just doesn't. No, I mean Mattheyoshi comes down.
I guess you're first player, and you get to attack Void to deal with the Brash Samurai right away.
Do you though? Like if he hits Shameful Display, he gets dueled to the death and died.
That's true. So he has to attack the face down province, which is.
He just doesn't attack. I don't attack here. Is my line.
Then the Yoshi just goes like pull into.
Into where?
KM's fine. It makes him use it. And
no, you just fought the mill, right? Then Yoshi doesn't get the trigger.
No, that's fine though. Like you're still like it's about making him use the KM so that your second conflict can get it.
Yeah, but like on your second conflict, it's not as good. I don't know. Oh, the AM here is actually really good.
Okay, yeah.
So if Zar kills this AM, what he should do is leave with the character that he blocked with.
Mm-hmm.
To then not get Ujina'd.
Okay, I like this. So Yoshi goes in. Oh. Maybe not.
So I guess he's just gonna accept the fact that his Breast Samurai will get murdered. Although you could just kill the Goblin Sneak then.
Oh, the problem is you can't actually go out because if he has second AM Bonsai, you die.
Sure. If you, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so you just pass here and let your guy get sent to the void.
Yep.
It's Paul. Pugin points out it's Paul. So
okay.
Yeah, I actually think you can leave.
Yeah.
But like you have to kill the AM obviously, right? And so he doesn't. If he's not gonna kill the AM, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
he doesn't use Shameful either. He just says Shameful for the next for a next conflict.
Okay.
Do you respect third Tessin here? Is going to be the question that Gzoymp has to answer.
Do you respect third Tessin?
Yeah, because if you respect third Tessin, you eat the Brash Samurai.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, what's this Goblin Snake doing?
It's attacking Upholding Authority.
Yeah, and I guess Gzoymp's already demonstrated that he's unwilling to spend resources to force his opponent to break the Upholding.
Well, I think at this point you don't want to. I think at this point you have reached the state where it is too late.
I don't know about that. Like I think like just if the Upholding breaks, you still get these like duel to deaths out of his hand, right? Like that's what we have to assume is happening, right? Like duel to death is like kind of the key at this point. So like,
yeah, I mean all the noble stacks are gone, right?
Yeah, I guess the downside is you're losing a Yojimbo, and it is like at least theoretically possible that Zar can break both of these provinces. Yeah. And then you're really never beating this Shameful Display unless you hit like double student next turn.
I mean, you could just do it on a mill attack with Tadaka. Like you could do it with an IGI into Tadaka, because you get Dishonored, IGI, Re-Honor, like stuff like that.
Yeah, they're outs for sure. It's just
It won't be on Paul anymore though. That's for sure. It's really weird. The way I would navigate this game is I would like in a matchup like this. I'm really just trying to land it to get a Tadaka down and start picking the hand apart. But I mean, it feels like the way that Gzoymp has bought is that he hasn't drawn one, which is obviously unfortunate. For that plan.
I guess this sort of goes to the whole 2 versus 3 argument for Tadaka. Talking to
Yeah,
Beck about this.
I don't
It's
think
like the
he's like so. I don't think he's so necessary that you need the third one, where
mhm.
like you can't win without him, kind of thing. I mean,
Mm,
a lot of the Phoenix suite is just like a lot of luxuries, really, right? Like a lot of these
mhm.
cards aren't really necessary, but they're just like they add to the whole layer of the deck.
Why is attacking the Shameful display? This doesn't trigger it this turn.
Yeah, this is a mistake. Well, what's the other province? It's upholding. Yeah, I would just
Yeah.
attack the upholding authority. Jinsito pointing out. Yeah, this leaves you open to RTO also.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure about this at all. This is a bit of a questionable line, I think.
Like you deny it, you spend a fate to deny a fate from your opponent. There is the
Yeah,
RTO.
here's the RTO.
It's like you spent a card in a fate to deny a fate from your opponent on a ring that doesn't matter. Like I would have just passed my conflict.
Okay, so I actually don't like this. The favorite round doesn't do anything for this the turn, so you should actually favor around on the Goblin Sneak to re-honor it
You
instead
can't.
of.
It's this is
Oh,
mill. This is
yeah,
mill.
it's a
Yeah,
military
yeah.
conflict.
No,
Yeah, you
no,
can do
sorry.
that.
Yeah, I thought this was the Paul.
Yeah, and it saves you an honor, right?
Yeah, I like
And
that. I like that better.
your honor is low enough that that's something you need to consider because like now you have to do some weird stuff. Like I guess you can attack air, but you go to 6. The difference between 6 and 7 is actually pretty big though. Oh no, let's go to Earth instead. No, okay, hold on. Zara, make up your mind.
Attacks KM.
It's gonna get flipped to mill, but he's still winning.
Yeah. What 5-3?
Yeah, we 5-3.
We could see double duel to the death here.
There's does center?
Oh, he only has
matter?
one fate. He only has one fate.
How many centers? There's one center left. Okay,
Yeah.
so
But voice is on, and Zar's only played one.
Yeah. Oh no, he split 2.
Did he?
Yeah, so they're both down to 1 counterspell each.
Okay. Oh, he voiced the court games. I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember what this other one is.
No, didn't he
Was this
voice the
one earthed?
assassination?
I feel like this one got earthed.
Didn't he voice the assassination?
Oh, I didn't see this assassination. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, Gzoymp played an assassination. He got voiced. Hmm. Okay, yeah, we see the block, obviously.
Why does he cloak here?
Sure, I guess this does play around. No, he only has the 1 fate, so he can't double duel to death. 1 duel to death is still pretty bad, actually, because it does.
Yeah, I mean, it does force a break.
Yeah.
And then we see a swap.
Do you think we see a bonsai here?
I mean,
there's also no cloaks left now either. So this is like, yeah, like if Gzoymp doesn't understand the value of these Shiba Yojimbos moving forward, this is going to get very awkward very quickly.
So there's a bonsai. Are we going to see a counter bonsai from Gzoymp?
We do. That's one more resource that he's not going to have on that stronghold.
He also loses favor this turn, which is really big, especially if we're going to see a multiple duel to that situation. I am keeping these Yojimbos, and I probably could buy them both with 1 fate and be pretty happy.
If I'm sorry, I keep this favorable round as well, because I think Student of the Tao is one of the one ways that he gets back into this game.
I don't know about back into the game. I'm pretty sure he's. I would say he is still ahead.
It's one of the ways that it could get away from.
Yeah, it's one of the ways for him to close this turn.
Yeah.
Lost Papers is a good one.
Yep.
Well, let's see if Gzoymp has Lost Papers too. But and he flips one.
If you're Zar, I think you just season here.
I would agree. I like season here.
Yeah, I think getting rid of this Yojimbo is like pretty important, right?
Oh, too late.
Oh, hold on. Actually, this is okay because the Doji Challenger, at least in theory, can duel to death the Yojimbo.
Well, no, the Yojimbo would just leave. You buy the Yojimbo and then you use
Oh
Tadaka
yeah,
to win this turn.
yeah. Well, no, okay. So like you Season of War after he buys the Yojimbo.
Yes. Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Then that also gives you an opportunity to break the Upholding Authority because you no longer have the 2 cards he cares about. That's assuming he has double.
I'm pretty happy to.
Blue
I
left.
would have preferred buy Yojimbo with 1 and see what happens. If Zar passes, you can adjust from there and
Well, okay.
potentially.
So the Prodigy implies that he has the Tadaka, right?
Yeah, but like if the Prodigy dies, you're gonna be in trouble.
Okay. 5-2 on a bid.
Yeah, okay. Gzoymp understands that his window is closing and taking this advantage is really big here.
So Zar wants to win Water Ring to stand the Yoshi.
Kind of awkward though because it enables Prodigy of the Waves.
Yeah, but I think
Also attacking KM is awkward because you're not gonna get the Water Ring if Zar doesn't want you to, or if Gzoymp doesn't want you to.
Well, hold on. We have the Seeker commies, so this is actually like. I mean, like obviously it's still a little awkward.
But you just
like
swap the air here.
Ring, yeah.
Even if you get Seeker commied, you go down to 4, down to 3, down to 2, and you're still fine. And your opponent is down 2 Fate, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm doing nothing, and I'm swapping to air.
Then Zar should just run home.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well,
I mean,
no, you
then
Prodigy
KM accomplished its goal, right? Like,
it's just you're trading favorable ground for favorable ground at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
They should both consider. I guess they would both use the ones on the broken provinces.
Yes.
There's an argument if the one for Gzoymp was on the Upholding Authority, that you would use that one.
Yeah, I agree.
But because it's on Shameful, I think should switch to air here. Yep, and that's what we see. We could see a challenger move in plus a Mark of Shame duel to the death kind of situation with these favorable grounds. So challenger pulls, we should just see a favorable ground out. Yep, that's what we see. I really think he bid 5 this turn because he was fishing for a Tadaka.
Yeah, I could see that.
And the way he bought implied that he was good to buy it. Yeah, you could have favorable in Yoshi's just for the airing, but I don't think that's worth the favorable ground because now you really need this favorable ground to represent kills and shameful activation, stuff like that. I don't think the airing is worth that favorable ground.
I'm still not sure about the 5 bid. Honestly, I like his buy implied that he had the Tadaka already.
No. So I've done this buy where you play for statistics, right? I buy my Prodigy because I am gonna bid 5 and I'm statistically
sure, okay. 5 of 11, 2 hits. You're right.
Yeah. Statistically, I'm obviously if you whiff, it's fucking sucks, right? Like, but statistically speaking, it is correct to go for that. And we see him going after the third province, not breaking here, and threatening Void plus Ujina on this Yoshi. You could favorable ground in your Yoshi to prevent the honor loss and then get the upholding trigger if you want.
God, this turn is so much better if you play a Season of War. It doesn't even cost anything because you get the passing fate.
Right, yeah, you season and then immediately pass in your second dynasty.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Way of the Crane. A good start.
I would disguised here.
Yeah, just
I would disguised into the conflict, but I would
you go into the conflict.
Right. So if Zar pumps, I can leave.
Right.
But I can disguise, and then I get a discard too. I get a huge. I get to look at the whole hand here, right?
He just
like
passes.
Zar's hand is 7.
Interesting. Yeah, this pass is questionable because this dual death is happening 10 out of 10 times here. No
I am
refusal, or no, yeah, you refuse the first time for sure, right?
absolutely absolutely
Like
you
you just
refuse here.
have to
Have to
refuse.
refuse.
Yeah.
In no universe are you taking this duel.
What?
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 Is this a misclick? I haven't seen it. Like, there's no chat or anything. Like,
Oh, hold on. I mean, like, we're gonna let this play out, but what? If he says something, obviously we can.
yeah, I mean, like, I would have expected to see it immediately. Where, like, if the dial shows up and you're just like, wait, no, I refuse. Like that's how I would have reacted. Where it's just like, no, I very clearly want to refuse.
There's no way Zarbit's won here, though. It's actually Zar is 0% of it won,
Zara is
right?
going to bid to win, which is what, 4?
Yeah,
Yes.
4.
We are going to see a 4 bid from Zar 100% of the time.
Yeah.
I will bet all the beers that I won from the Greeks that Zar bids to win here. And I currently have 12 beers or something that I won from the Greeks. There was like a giant pool on rounds.
Gzomp's taking a long time to think about this too, so
Yeah, I mean he should just have gone home, so he's not put in this spot.
mm-hmm.
Like the line was you disguise Tadaka, you then disguise in the conflict. Tadaka is a 5, right? So you can't be duel to the death, like properly.
Honestly, at this point, okay, yeah, there it is. So
Yep, 4-1.
4-1. Prodigy dies.
All my beers are safe.
This is actually insane now because Zar can walk home and he gets a free break
Yeah.
because there's literally nothing.
He just gets a free break on KM.
Yeah, against the waves, I guess.
It has to be exactly against the waves.
There's 1 against the waves left.
And even then, it's not even that good, right? Because Zara presumably has another duel to the death.
Yeah, so Zara correctly going water here to ready the Yoshi so that the against the waves doesn't matter on offense. Because I think that's like a bit of a line. You can
Yeah, I was like I'm pretty greedy. I might have gone for Void here, but obviously you don't want to die.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Void holds 2 though, because it's a forced reaction. So.
Oh yeah, it does. It is.
Yeah. So Void is actually much better than water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
he's already played both his AMs. Yeah, Void was actually just insane.
Yeah, Void strict. Yeah, this is a mistake.
I actually think I think Zar did not realize or did not account for forced.
Yeah.
If I am just Gzoymp, I'm using against the waves and I'm using my stronghold to get favor here.
It pushes favor though.
Does it? Oh, it's
Yeah.
4-4. Yeah. Then I'm passing. Yeah, Void kills Ugina because it's a forced reaction, Usagi.
What a wild turn. I don't think anyone expected this turn to go down this way.
I mean, I just didn't expect the game. I don't know. I will say that I do not think that the Greek player has played his spot. So he went from a winning spot, and I feel like he kind of has floundered it. Like I think his early game plan was correct and very good, and I think Zar very smart flipping the third favorable here.
Yeah, but his flop doesn't really do anything though, right? Like he's spying on Mia Mystic.
Yeah, but he has so many stats in play already.
Well, no, because the Agena just gets eaten, right? Because he goes Gzoymp goes first action Void. First attack Void, Ugina eats the Yoshi.
No, there's a Kakita Dojo.
No, he doesn't attack with Ugina. He attacks with like a Solemn Scholar or something.
Oh, sure.
Right? Like you just like Solemn Scholar Void into Shameful Display.
No. In top holding authority, probably.
Oh, sure, yeah, in top holding, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But it's actually fine to do it into the Shameful Display if you also buy the student. Because if
Is Zara under defense, you can like disguise Tadaka or something?
Exactly, yeah.
Like again, the favorable ground kind of throws a wrench in that plan.
Sure.
I'm probably buying Solemn Scholar 0, IGI 1 here.
Dojo does stop force reactions.
Dojo stops force reactions, because it says the character can't trigger. Kuzunobo does not stop force reactions because it is the game triggering them, and Kuzunobo's wording is players cannot trigger.
Mm-hmm.
But the dojo specifically references that the character cannot trigger, and a force reaction is still a triggered ability. I actually learned about the Kuzunobo Ujina thing from a AGOT rule where King Plot does not stop Ramsey. Okay, so it goes for student, 1 fate, and maybe a. I like buying my Chud here, and then I can IGI 1. Okay,
Okay.
so that means we're attacking upholding authority here.
Yeah.
Now we see a 1 to 2. So he basically he traded 4 cards for 6 fate and a card, right? That's basically what the trade was from last turn.
Oh.
Because he bid 5 to 1 on the draw, right? Which was
Yeah.
the honor swing, and then he swung the honor back by trading 6 fate for a card. So like economically, it's definitely a loss of a turn, but I don't know like how much I would have to like.
How different is this game if Zara attacks Void last turn now? Holy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, like that'll be one of the questions that he gets asked. I'm sure, as soon as this game is over, regardless of the outcome. What can Zar do with all this fate? Just Mark of Shames and Duel to Death?
Pretty much.
Okay. I just want to I'm thinking about characters.
Oh, the secret commies matter a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm trying to figure out what he can do with all this fate.
Yeah.
So
He's played both his Goblin Sneaks, right? Yeah.
yeah, he has.
Okay.
Gzoymp should just pass here. Absolutely, just pass. Yep. Ujina just murders this Yoshi. Man, Ujina's kind of a fucked up card when he's just is rolling like this. He definitely fell out of favor for a little bit, but then like after seeing him get played some more, it's like, were we ever right for removing this guy? All right, so he's just going for a polling, and he's gonna pull with challenger.
Okay, so he should actually make this a political conflict then, right? Because you drag in the IGI and then
no,
basically...
regardless, it's just gonna get disguised. But it should be Paul, right? Because then you don't have the trigger.
Yeah. So this, I guess he can't do that because he needs to favorable ground the challenger back into the shameful conflict.
Okay, so we just see a
'Cause
Paul
it's
Mystic.
stupid.
Oh, this tells me Seeker Kami. I feel like this is screaming Seeker Kami. Gzoymp does have a second assassination, which could throw a wrench in the Seeker Kami plan.
Yeah, that's true. We still have a third voice of honor though, right?
Yes.
So
And the third center is not online right now.
yeah.
Man, the longer like I obviously I don't know how long he has had or if he's ever had Tadaka, but like either of these turns, being able to just see your opponent's entire hand would just be a world, right? Like they would just do so much for your game plan. Yeah, there's the Seeker Kami.
Okay.
I would snap the assassination off here if I had it.
I mean, how much does this actually matter? Because like Mark of Shame's still alive, right?
Sure, then my
In theory.
opponent has to pay 2 again, right? And a card.
Sure.
I guess you're down to 4 cards in your conflict. Are we? Oh, okay. How sick would this be? We see the dishonor onto the Eugenia, and we see a Mia Mystic duel him to the death.
I mean, yeah, that would obviously be
Hilarious.
pretty hilarious, but I don't think that like that's not a winning line though, right?
No, come on, man. Look, at a certain point, you need to don't let your memes be dreams.
This game's far from over though.
Yeah, no. I know. Mark hasn't played one of his assassinations, right? So potentially 2 dead cards in his hand.
Yeah, potentially 2 dead cards in his hand.
So dishonoring this IGI definitely just tells me that we have another duel to the death. I would just disguised, and then I would use Tadaka. Oh, never mind. He uses Clarity instead, so he can just attack the Earth Ring here and stand the IGI. Gzoymp only has 6 minutes on clock, by the way.
Sends just Ugina at the Shameful. This is a second conflict, so the challenger just blocks.
And then you uses Kikita Dojo here?
Yeah, use the Kikita Dojo.
So having the student in play for next turn is really important. Oh,
return your
RTO is
fence.
big here.
Okay, well if you're gonna RTO, then using Shameful first is better.
Right, makes the bid different.
Yeah.
I would consider bidding 2 here if I'm I think 2 is actually right from Gzoymp.
For Gzoymp, sure, yeah.
Yeah, and Zar goes for the call, and we see the honor.
See that Shameful display not triggering here.
Really big, right? Because that's the skill. I would not have IGI'd yet. I would have waited for Shameful to be used. Potentially leaving yourself open to Mark of Shame, but I guess it doesn't matter here. You're just gonna get Shameful. Yep, there's the Shameful. There's the disguised.
Okay.
We're gonna see Tadaka get used. And we're gonna get a chance to see the full grip. I would remove seven characters right now.
Yeah, how many does he have?
If you remove 7, he has enough for the following turns.
Yeah, it just goes.
All right,
all
so
7.
let's see. The real tell is going to be how many assassinations he has in his hand right now, and because he's not going to be able to draw too many more cards, so those.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple other cards that aren't particularly good right now either, like calling in favors.
Yeah.
So it is possible for Zar to have a hand that just doesn't actually favorably interact at all.
Soul Beyond Reproach is a pretty bad card. Way of the Crane also doesn't really do much.
Yeah, I think he's played all of his Way of the Cranes, or not.
So he has a calling, a duel to the death, 2 duel to the death, bonsai, Mark of Shame assassination. So he has 2 dead cards, and then.
Yeah, but the rest of his hand's pretty live here. Like between the
So he takes the bonsai, making the duel to the death harder, I guess.
Yep. I'm not sure that's as good as taking the Mark of Shame because you have to attack him with Shameful display over and over again, but.
Yeah, or just taking a duel to the death and then going for a second duel to the death the next turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gzoymp is gonna win favor here, though. Oh no, he's not. We're getting another attack. I forgot.
Yeah. So this is
No, he still wins. He still wins favor, right? Like, cause if he can't attack Shameful, right? He has to attack Upholding Authority.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another reason to actually take the bonsai, right? If you force your opponent into Upholding Authority, you can then take both duel to the death.
Oh, this is.
Oh, Challenger hasn't been used. Or no, Challenger hasn't been used. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I forgot about that. He needs a bonsai. He needs a bonsai right here. Which is probably which signifies why he took the bonsai.
Interestingly, Gzoymp needs to have the second Tadaka in his hand already because this because Zara is going to be attacking into.
Well, if he has
retire.
bonsai, he doesn't lose the conflict here.
No, that doesn't matter. Oh, that's true. Yeah. So if he has
Yeah, it does matter. It does matter.
Fine Katana just gets mysticked, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that what I'd want to do in this spot, or do you just?
I mean, how many katanas are there? Like your opponent just has another, or actually, there's only one katana left.
Zara passes.
I think I mysticked that katana.
Well, now there's a bonsai, so now you just like favorable ground home and.
Well, no, I'm saying I think I mysticked the katana because then it forces.
Oh, sure.
It forces because then you can duel to the death.
Yeah, you can't really
I guess
though.
Why not? You'd be.
Oh, it would have been 5-3.
Oh right. He's no, you're right. Can't duel to the death.
Yeah.
It was 6-9. The second bonsai hadn't gone in the skill count. I thought it was 6-7.
Oh, you know what he should have done actually? Instead of bringing in the Tadaka, you actually want to bring in the student of the Tau, and you can duel it at the student.
Oh, just double duel that student.
Well, you get a mark of shame duel it at the student, right?
Oh, sure.
And then he takes the other duel to death with the upholding authority when it breaks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's much better because like the student's more of a problem than the Tadaka, unbelievably. I mean, they're both issues.
What's going on here? Is this some papers happening? Jesus. Whatever. Oh, he flipped double papers. Was that double papers?
Yeah, it looks like it was double papers.
Holy shit! Unreal. Gzoymp is down to 3 minutes and 41 seconds though.
That's true.
And he has 15 fate.
And the rally's triggering, right? So like he needs to dupe for Tadaka. The student's not going to be an issue. Or no, the rally's not triggering because we didn't break the upholding authority. Oh boy.
Zar needs to be very careful on how he buys though. If he buys too low, he can just get killed by Season of War. Wait, is Gzoymp gonna go for the double season kill? Wait, Gzomp's just gonna kill him with double season.
No, he still has a voice. He still has a voice.
Not in his hand.
Oh right, yeah,
we saw the hand. We saw the hand.
We saw his hand.
Yeah, he just dies to double season. That's actually.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. Like.
So the truth is, the papers actually didn't matter.
Yeah, the papers didn't matter. The papers didn't matter, and Gzoymp can make the season play like after looking through his discard, right? Because he would fill exactly 4 cards. Yeah. That is a completely calculated play on double season. Man, what a wild way to end that game. Holy shit.
Yeah, very unexpected. I think there were definitely some touchstone plays on both ends. Zara saying tough way to lose. I don't know. Like, you kind of cost yourself at the very end there, but
definitely gonna need to season your deck some more. I don't think you would have lost the time, Jincito. I think if you like, I think people just need to be passing faster. Yeah. See, Eric. Now you understand why I like Season so much. I don't know. I think Season is just a uniquely powerful card that obviously has general purposes, but also has broad-reaching applications like this, for instance.
So I think from Zara's perspective, the two biggest issues were the first favorable ground Smooth and the Goblin Sneak to gain 1 honor. Actually ends up mattering a lot because it just changes how his duels can go. And then the other issue was obviously that Water Ring over the Void Ring on the turn with the Eugenia at 0.
So yeah, the Prodigy duel to the death was a misclick.
Okay, yeah. Interesting that every time this happens, you say, "Hey, if you misclick, just say you misclick."
Like, you just gotta say it immediately, right? Like if you because we're playing on an online platform, you have to give some amount of benefit of the doubt to people when we're playing the top 4 of the World Cup that they aren't gonna make the fucking they're not blundering, right? And because I am willing to do that, like people should be comfortable saying, "Hey, that was very clearly wrong," and everyone here knows it, right? Like. Paper is a different story, right? In paper, you just say I refuse. You can't click the wrong button.
You can't misclick in paper. Now, I'm gonna use this time really quickly here, if you don't mind.
Sure.
To call out Nakazuma. Nakazuma, I'm fucking coming for you. You're going down tomorrow. You think this is a game? You don't even know.
All right, cool. That was an awesome match. I'm glad we got to stream it.
Yeah, it was a
Obviously,
fun one.
yeah, that was a fun game.
Yep.
Yeah, clutcher kick. Mike hits you with clutcher kick, so good.
You
All right, cool. Thanks everyone for watching. We are going to go to the rubber match of that one. The U.S. Spain matches are going to get scheduled or have been scheduled. Froze needs to be rescheduled, and we'll go from there.
All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.